Hello, Chelsea fan. You are welcome to Football Extra Site. Today, we are going to be discussing what went down between Chelsea and Morecambe in the FA fifth round qualifier stage, and this is how Chelsea set up today in the match. The game started with Desasi are starting actually on the left hand side of the defense, and in the build up stages when the ball progresses further, we have Lavier and Vega in this formation, and James is defending the right hand side of the defense, and Tosin at Rabiot was in the middle of that defense, and they build up this way. Most of the time, we see Felix to the Yao Felix to the other side on the left hand side, combining with George. We see Nkuku on the right hand side, combining with Neto, and then Gil sometimes dropping to the midfield, roving around all this front end of the pitch. Now, one thing you will notice in this part of the game is that this formation wasn't particularly working very well, not because the formation is bad. The formation is okay. It's what everybody in the team have learned to play over the time. But one thing that is particularly wrong with this are the personnels executing the game plan. Neto, for some reason, was finding it very difficult to beat his men. Sometimes you have situation where we have triple players trying to be here, creating a block around him to call back inside and make that passes was a little bit difficult sometimes. If see situation where most of the time, if it's not triple team, he's double teamed by players slightly ahead of him so that they could match. If he tries to run behind them, this guy could keep up with him. And then if he tries to keep up, because they're double teaming him, they're also taking their angle out. And so it wasn't really depending on its ability to shake a man off, make them think, and the movement around him also wasn't a particularly good one. So the game went on this way, and in the first half, it was 1-0 in favor of Chelsea, and Chelsea should have had two goals up by that time because Nkunku missed a penalty from the spot. He missed a penalty. Every good striker should not be missing a penalty from the spot, but unfortunately for him today, he missed that chance, and that is how the first half pans out. And then in the second half, it became a lot more interesting because few substitutions were made, and that took everybody by surprise. Neto was taken out of the picture, and Sancho came in for him on the right hand side, and then Enzo Maresca trying to give the injury prone members of the team like Lafier had to protect them, so he had to be taken out, and who was brought in place of Lafier, it will seem as Cucurella. And in that situation, we have Vega doing more of the defensive work, and Cucurella is the left back guy who inverted into the midfield, and then we see him higher up the pitch, playing around George and Felix to be able to create an overload situation on that part of the pitch. And one other thing we noticed is that James was pulled out and Gusto was brought into the game. And the game was, for some reason, became better to watch. We see Sancho putting all of those players who were double teaming, triple teaming sometimes. It keeps them guessing. It's playing around them, drive them forward, come stop, start. Interchanging with Gusto will push up the pitch sometimes to give him support, and Coco was making some runs to take somebody with him. And most of the time we see him really cutting into the midfield, making a pass to someone who stop the ball and then in interchange to take the ball into dangerous area, and that opened up the game a lot more for Chelsea. And from there on, we were able to convert more chances, and at the end of the day, it ended up 5-0 in favor of Chelsea, which is a good one. So this is a very good one for Chelsea today. So, in continuation of our review today, we can see that the match today between Chelsea and Morecambe, uh, it turns out to be a straightforward win for Chelsea, and it all end up at the end of the day 5 goals in favor of Chelsea, and Morecambe could not even score a goal. And I can see the mentality. There was a tweet that we put out earlier hours of today talking about some of the things that Chelsea needs to improve in their games, and one of the things we said in that tweet is that Chelsea have to find a way of controlling games from the 68th minute of the game. In addition to that, the team has to be more natural, playing out from the back. And we saw a few instances in this game where we were almost losing our head, losing passes. And Morecambe tried very hard to try to score goal at the end of the day. So today we saw that Tosin Adarabioyo was able to make 2 goals, as we mentioned earlier, and Nkunku, after missing a penalty, was able to score that rebound that came from the shot that Renato Vega took earlier in the game, and the 2 beautiful goals from Felix. My God, the first one was like an half volley, some kind of techie shot into an extreme bottom left of the goal. That's what you get from João Felix when he's in the mood. And then the last one, oof, it was beautiful, beautiful goal. And I think Felix deserve to play more games for Chelsea. At the end of the game, there was a comment that was attributed to Maresca that soon we're going to see João Felix and Cole Palmer play together. And it's interesting how that is really going to work out. Maybe it's going to be the kind of game we saw against Palace, where Chelsea started, instead of trying to build with 3 at the back and making one central defender to invert into the midfield. In some games, we can actually play right out 4 at the back, and then having a very good defensive midfielder in Caicedo, who could cover enough space to sit in front of the 2 central defender, and then we can push the 2 central defender a bit wider to cover some more space there, while we try to push the 2 fullbacks forward in case we are playing against teams that are sitting in a low block formation. And so we look forward to that. And at the end of the day, there was this poll that was put out there. I'm sure the number will have gone up beyond this, and it was Tosin that's got the star of the match today, and it's rightly deserved. In the locker room, this is the player of the match badge award plaque that was given to him, and then he displayed it there with a quick photo. One good thing today that Chelsea fans can really celebrate is the return of these 2 brothers. This is an improved, interesting one, and I love how that Maresca in the second half quickly brought them out to protect them. They got in enough minute there. They still need to be a little bit more sharper, and we just hope that these 2 can be very healthy and remain healthy for the second half of the league season. That is really going to help Chelsea out in achieving what's their goal and their objective for the remainder of the season. So if you are able to make it to this point with us in this content, this video, we just want to ask that you like this video, as we are putting it out there for Chelsea fans to enjoy, just to kind of celebrate the first win after some dodgy results recently, and It's a beautiful one. I just want to put a little caution out there, though. We should not put read too much into this kind of game right now. Let's not put too much into it. The opposition we play today, it's a really low level opposition team, and there isn't much to really make out of this one. But it's a good one at the end of the day, and the fact that we have some of our players back is a good, very good one. So we look forward to see you in the next one. There will be some other stuff we'd like to talk about. Thank you and have a good one.